that feature more to actually see which creatives are performing the best for which affiliates and how you can optimize that and get the most out of your campaigns, but also make sure that your affiliates are getting the most out of theirs, is something that I think people can do more of.
Hello there, Cristian from with Analytica and catstats.ai. We're enjoying here the sun in London at Affiverse Elevate Summit. Big shout out to Leanne for having put such an amazing event, so focused on deep and rich education and conversations. It's so good seeing so many people that we usually see on social media. And having been here, I bumped into Ioana from Everflow.
Hi.
She's head of publisher development EMEA.
Yeah.
So Ioana, good seeing you. We haven't seen each other from Dubai, I think.
Yeah. We actually meet only in sunny circumstances. That's a good thing.
That's nice, yeah. So how are you? How did you enjoy the event?
It was a really good event. I think what Leanne really manages and does very well is to create very personable kind of events. It's a smaller scale event. It's really intimate. You learn a lot. You really get to connect with people. It's not the same as a really big conference where you maybe don't meet relevant people and you're kind of lost. You don't know where to start. Especially if you're a small business, it can be really daunting. So starting with events like Elevate and really connecting with Leanne is a really good idea.
Yeah, good. So I've seen lots of newsletter coming out from Everflow. Stuff are happening. We've seen the affiliate marketplace. Just today I received a newsletter with some features that help with automation to help people just automate some of the stuff while they're on their summer leave. So it feels like there's so much going on. What can you tell us about what has been released and what's coming?
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of things in the works normally. That's how we kind of like to keep it. We want to be dynamic and really try to develop stuff all the time. So I think a big one that we've released recently is actually traffic health. It's a feature that allows you to monitor the health of your domains. So you can see how well your domains are performing, if they're at risk, and what's going to happen with them. So we do have a webinar coming out on it, and we definitely have some articles as well. And of course, you can always reach out to our CSM team via chat or however you want, and they definitely explain more. But I know that's going to be a really big one, especially for people who use a lot of email, who send a lot of clicks to their domains. This is really going to be valuable.
Yes, I know what you mean, and I'm super excited to hear this being rolled out. I remember I had a project where I was working with a group of email marketing affiliates. They were exclusively working with the network, and I remember the network offering such services to their affiliates. So they are all adding all their domains in a domain reputation tool to monitor, and it was actually in that setup the network staying on top of reputation falling, and sometimes they would even notify their affiliates before they knew it. So it's super nice hearing that this becomes a feature in the tracking platform, and it makes sense to be there. What else can you tell us? I've seen lots of noise around the affiliate marketplace.
Indeed, we're always growing, and we want to bring in as many relevant affiliates as we can, and to make a curated selection for our advertisers so we can help them grow as soon as they actually enter the platform. Because what we've noticed is a lot of advertisers come, they want to use our platform, but then it's very hard for them to actually have good traffic and have stats to actually track in Everflow. So we want to take all of the legwork out of that and help them find the right affiliates in our marketplace, and also help them leverage the data then to help grow their affiliate marketing programs and actually help their affiliates earn more money as well.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's a pattern that I noticed during the, I'd say, last year or 2 years. I've seen some affiliate search engines, search discovery tools. So it's great to see also Everflow jumping on the bandwagon, because I was even looking back when I was at Affiliate Summit West. I was just reflecting on the fact that 15 years ago or 20 years ago, the only option finding good affiliate was just hopping from one conference to another, looking for people, looking for the domains, for the channels that you were interested in. And I imagine how that was very expensive. So having a curated list of go-to affiliates right in your tracking platform makes a lot of sense. Now, so there's lots of development going on over there. Sometimes it feels, as I'm talking to networks and affiliates, that there are more advanced features not that well known to affiliates and to networks. What do you see in your work? What very useful features would you like the audience to know about and leverage more?
I think you're very right. Especially with us, the platform is just so complex that sometimes people maybe don't even know that the feature exists, because once you do onboarding, you want to teach your client how to effectively use the platform. So maybe certain more advanced features you're not overemphasizing because it would overcomplicate the learning process for them. But what I think in our case is one underutilized feature is definitely Smartlinks, especially for testing. Smartlinks could be a really good tool to test different landing pages, different audiences, and so on. And if you know how to use it properly, you can really set up your proper test and then analyze the results, especially since our bread and butter is data. That's what we do, the best tracking and analytics. So using that feature more to actually see which creatives are performing the best for which affiliates and how you can optimize that and get the most out of your campaigns, but also make sure that your affiliates are getting the most out of theirs, is something that I think people can do more of. And also what I see people underutilize, even though it's such a basic feature, is really our parameters and macros.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had a really good presentation today showing people what they could do with data and how they could track and how they should think of it. And I think a lot of people don't always have a good naming convention in mind or a consistent one across affiliates and so on, and really utilizing the parameters and macros to consistently track whatever you are looking to find out is a very good practice to start with.
Yes, I agree. And as you mentioned, Everflow already has so many layers. As I understand, that's part of the onboarding process. You cannot just unpack it all. You have the migration going on, so of course you firstly need to be done with that and then dive into the more advanced features. In my work as well, I always try to make people aware about Smartlinks because, as we've seen and know, affiliate marketing needs a culture of experimentation. And even from the discussions I'm having with affiliates, everything changes so quickly and algorithms and SEO adapts and the search engines adapt that a targeting strategy that worked today might no longer work tomorrow. So I think it's also under the control of the network and of the brand to constantly test. So for the people watching, let's just unpack a bit. The smart links allow you to provide a single link where the traffic should be routed, but then the algorithm behind smart links decides what version of the landing page to send it to based on some predefined rules, such time of the day, if I remember correctly, day of the week, or you can even optimize for the highest converging landing page, which is something that I think everybody is looking for. You also mentioned the URL parameters. That's a great resource to be able to capture data back and see how a campaign is performing. And I think it can be leveraged by both affiliates and networks and brands alike. So in a nutshell, for the audience listening, they are just placeholders that allow you to capture and associate information to the clicks and the conversions. So that means that if you're running an experiment and you want to understand which version of the creative worked best, you can just put in a placeholder, a variable for each of those versions, and then Everflow is going to give you that data back, and you're going to be able to measure the conversion rate between the three experiments, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what's important, and maybe people don't always keep in mind, is it's good to have a consistent naming convention. Otherwise, so what I've seen, I think you also said this in your talk, that you were analyzing data from a network to see how many affiliates use a certain parameter. Yeah, what I've noticed is when people come in, they don't necessarily think which parameter are we going to use for what?
Yes.
So sometimes they leave it up to the affiliate themselves. Okay, where are we sending the click ID? Wherever. But that's a very bad practice overall, especially if you want to track different items in your campaign, let's say, like a landing page or a creative, because if you don't have them streamlined, then each affiliate is going to put their naming conventions in their specific parameter, and you're going to end up with really skewed data.
Yes. Yeah. So you can put in place this compliance monitoring. And fortunately enough, I found there's a standard report in Everflow. Let's just say this is the following scenario. We're a network, we're working with 100 affiliates. Let's just suppose all of them are sending a newsletter with multiple placements. So we'd like to understand which of the positions in that newsletter drive the highest conversion rate. So what we can do is parameterize the URL with the position that we used, so that as clicks and conversions happen, we understand which position in the newsletter drove the highest conversion rate. Now, that's something that can be implemented network-wide or program-wide to understand that information. But I've also seen the need to leverage these parameters from an affiliate side. The scenario went like this. It was an affiliate that was running multiple channels. So they were building mobile apps, they had push notifications, they did lots of SEO, link building, link buying. They had paid media campaigns over Meta and Google, so they had all of that under one roof. And the challenge there was the lack of attribution, because all these efforts require expenses and spending and upfront investment, but then you need to parameterize all these initiatives and make sure they cascade all the way down to the advertiser side, so that as you see your revenue and your commissions, you can actually understand which of those efforts that you made actually were the ones that generated the commissions. Without such a tracking in place, you can take an educated guess on what efforts to focus in more and what you should invest more and where to cut back from. So it seems to me that everybody should be interested in leveraging those parameters, like the affiliates, the networks, and the programs alike.
Indeed. And we have people who come to us because their affiliates referred them to us, because they either don't have a tracking solution or their tracking solution is not strong enough. So the affiliate really wants to know where they want to put their money to actually grow with this advertiser.
Yep. Any other underutilized features you can think of?
I think the Creative Cloud feature, where you can actually upload your creatives into Everflow and then have that be distributed to your affiliates. That's also something that not all of the advertisers use, and it's very useful, especially because you can even link it to your drive. So if you have a Google Drive, you can link your Google Drive there, and the affiliates can just access it and grab whatever they need.
Oh wow, I had no idea about that. I've seen from the affiliate side the need for centralized management of the creatives, and more than that, being able to access the creatives through APIs, because some of the affiliates that I've known are very sophisticated and they build large-scale systems. Like they can just set up 200 domains, 200 websites that are similar but have maybe different versions of the colors, different color scheme, different way of presenting the creatives. So they have these predefined slots for the creatives, and being able to fetch the creative via API, which Everflow does allow, means that they can rotate over programmatically and test which of those is the best performing one and push it in their channels. So I think any program or network not leveraging this type of creative management is missing out on some very big opportunities.
I agree. And indeed, the good part for us is everything was built API first. So everything you can do in the actual platform, you can probably do via API.
Yeah. There's a nice feature that we leveraged a lot as programmers. Whenever there is a report or a view that you see, I think somewhere top right, there's a show API request.
Yes.
So no matter the report you're looking at, if you're wondering what is the API request that you need to do, you just click on that, see, and you see the request over there. So not only there's available documentation, but if there's any endpoint not in the documentation, you just click on that and find your endpoint.
Yeah, I did that a lot when I started. So
I will
I
do it as
remember,
well.
yeah.
Cool, cool, nice. Any last message that you want to pass on to the audience?
Get Everflow.
Get Everflow.
Yeah, go with the flow, Everflow. So I think what I really like what you do, and the fact that you're teaching people how to leverage and understand their data better. I think there's still kind of a lack of that in the industry, and people are making a bit too many guesses that could be just informed decisions if they actually know how to organize the information that they're receiving and the information that they could have access to, because sometimes they don't even access the information that they actually have on their side. So I think we should move way more towards the evidence-based and informed decision-making rather than educated guesses.
Yeah, totally agree. It's a matter of pushing the message out there and educating people. The good thing is that the data is there. I mean, of course, sometimes for those experiments, it needs to be captured with intent. So if you didn't capture it at the right time, like, you need to rerun the experiment.
Indeed.
But I think the takeaway that we get from here is that the technology is there, the technology is ready. It's just a matter of properly leveraging it to make your life easier. And with this, let's leave it there. Thank you very much, Ioana. It was so nice seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, thank you.